Hello, hello, GH Daily Recap friends and family and loved ones, those of us that fans that we love General Hospital. And I tell you, I love talking about it. This is the daily recap for June the 7th, 2022. Let's see, where do I begin? We had a whole number of segments on Marshall explaining to Curtis, how he felt all those years ago with getting his schizophrenia diagnosis and having to take medication. And he was afraid of the man that he could be in the future versus going through true help and seeing if that was ever going to happen, because it kind of seems like that never happened. But he walked away from his family for all of those years. I'm interested to see where that storyline is going to go because it's kind of boring, but that's my opinion. Now, let's see. Michael came to Ned and he said, Ned, Drew and I are waiting. You never made us any kind of counter offer. So Ned decides to tell Michael, okay, here's my counter offer, because Drew has never worked at ELQ. And both of you actually are working for Aurora right now. So he says, let's split up control 3 ways, that we each have our own divisions, because now we're bringing these 2 companies together. We each focus on our strengths. I'll focus on ELQ, whatever divisions we decide I'll have. Michael can focus on ELQ and Aurora, whatever focus he wanted to have. But understand, Aurora was split up between Jax and Michael, because Michael was really running Sam's half of Aurora. So Drew and Michael really have their hands full, but Michael doesn't know ELQ and was a very, very good CEO for a long time. So I could see where he would still have his hand in a number of ELQ's operations. But now to me, that sounded like a really good counter offer that Ned made Michael. Because he says, if there's any situation that we don't agree, the 3 of us come to a vote. And bottom line, we'd have a tiebreaker. But he felt that was fair. Michael said, well, I'll mention it. I'll tell Drew. But you could tell Michael wasn't too enthused about it, which I don't understand. But then as Ned is leaving, Ned picks up his cell phone or takes out his cell phone, and he's going to obviously call Valentine so he can meet, which Valentine flat out told Ned that no, CEO is off the table. I'm the only CEO. I'll find you something different, name another lesser position, but it could be a good title, but I'm CEO. But yet Ned is so hung up on being CEO of this new merger. Yet he's now obviously willing to give it up to go and be with Valentine. I don't really quite understand that. Now, what else is kind of boring is we have Carly. Quite a few episodes or scenes with Carly talking to Drew. Let me buy into the merger. I could just go buy them on the public market. Let me help you, Drew. Okay, I guess we're trying to now build this friendship between Drew and Carly back up again, because they did mention that when she thought he was Jason, they had developed a really tight bond, which they had. She rekindled that bond with Jason just as if he was Jason, because quite frankly, everybody, we know the replacement for Jason was supposed to be Jason until they decided to bring Steve Burton back. And now we had to figure out, what are we going to do? So now we made this twin. Now we made Drew. So they did they wrote that out pretty well. I mean, it was so, it was okay. but we had to just deal with him. Said, I don't need your help. Michael didn't say he wanted your help, Carly. And she's like, yeah, but I could just help you without you wanting it. You know, Carly being Carly, she has nothing else to do right now at this point. And then we had the chaos between, or the starting chaos that Michael is starting with Sonny's business. He's already started to take away business from the coffee shipments from some of the businesses, now refusing Corinthos coffee. He's already had something to do with Sonny's lead man on the port for Sonny's shipment. And Sonny knows right off the bat who it is. He knows it's Michael. He knows Michael's smart enough, and Michael doesn't know enough of the inner runnings of the Corinthos organization to do some damage. But what's interesting to me is the depth that Michael is going right now. It's really out of proportion to what happened. You know, he's an adult. His father chose someone else. Yes, he could hate Nina all he wants, but still Sonny is his father. And to strictly, he hurt my mother, now I gotta hurt him. Come on, Michael. You know, he's a little too old for that, but that's exactly what's happening right now. You know, is Michael's putting his plan into action. And we kind of saw at the final scene, Sonny's little new military muscle shows up at the stables. So we shall see what he says to Michael, or what even happens with that. I don't understand where they're going to go with that particular subject line. But what was interesting is Sonny made the statement. He said how it's ironic how Michael doesn't want to forgive me for what I've done, yet when he went after Willow, Willow was married to Chase. Well, maybe they didn't inform Sonny on the real deal, because in reality, Michael and Willow were together. Okay, they were actually married, but then they, you know, got divorced and to start over, you know, without the pressure of having to get married just to get custody of Wiley. But then they found out the truth, what Sasha and Chase did. So they were both trying to see if those old flames would work, but they decided those old flames couldn't work. And they were actually ready to, they were back together to tell Chase, but Chase came down with this deadly illness. Now, he and Willow had already been together. She only went with Chase just so that he's dying and giving him this dying wish of marrying him. And then lo and behold, guess who didn't die? You know, and then it's, okay, he's paralyzed, so I have to help him through recovery. There was a lot of different inner workings with the Willow, Michael, and Chase situation. But Sonny, being Sonny, it has chosen just to throw that out the window and remake history for his own needs, that Michael stole another man's wife, which we all know that is not how that happened. But then there was kind of another cute scene that I thought was kind of cute, was the Brit intervention with Brad and Lizzo. They were, you know, trying to talk Brit out of this downward spiral she's going in. And I kind of think they really need to write a good storyline for Britta, because this guy falling from the sky, I just don't know if that is good for her, you know. But either she's going to progress with Huntington's now, or she needs to just, she's the doctor. People have diseases. Why wouldn't you just say, I have this and I'm living with this and I'm taking my medications and I'm, you know, I'm going to move on. But to keep it a secret and then now close herself off from the rest of the world is kind of interesting. But I hope they come up with a storyline, because this actress, I really like her. And she can play deceitful. She can play vengeful. She can do a lot of things in a storyline to keep a storyline going. So I would really like to see if the writers decide to write a good storyline for her, because I think we all would want to see that. So that was my particular take today. Tuesday, General Hospital, nothing major, but things did just progress on with the various characters. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow with Michael and the surprise guest at the stables. Will he know automatically that this person is one of Sonny's henchmen, or won't he? You know, we shall see about that. So, and then we'll see what Valentine and Ned talk about. So with that being said, everybody, I will talk to you tomorrow. Please give this video a thumbs up. What are your comments? If you saw today's episode, what was your favorite scene? You know, do you even like Carly and Drew as a couple? I don't. But okay. Do you like Carly and Drew as a couple? And what was your favorite scene from today's episode? Or what scene was your least favorite scene from today's episode? Please type them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And please click the subscribe button. The subscribe button, please go ahead, and then also do the notifications button so that you can get notified every time I do a video. So I will see you and talk to you tomorrow.